if we look at the markets earnings, they don't look so great. Why do you believe there is some reason to be optimistic maybe underneath it all?
Well, so I think we saw some of it here in the second quarter, which is huge beats in terms of the actual earnings versus what the estimates were going in. I don't think we'll get as big of a beats because part of the thing you have to keep in mind on the second quarter is there was very little guidance coming from companies. They really didn't know what was going on. We obviously have a little better idea because things have stabilized more than a little bit. But I still think that's at least good news. And honestly, so far the beats have been significant. We don't have a lot of companies in so far, but even in the financials, setting aside Wells Fargo, which has its own specific issues, the banks have really beaten across the board. Stock market hasn't been as kind to them necessarily, but the good news is you've seen underneath they've not had to set aside as much for loan losses because frankly the economy has come back better than most had expected going into the quarter.
Well, I don't want to throw a giant bucket of cold water on our coverage for the next 2 weeks, but I'm going to do it anyway, Bill, because Goldman Sachs out with a note that says that the vaccine and health is the most important thing for the markets. Stimulus is probably second, and then way down there you got corporate earnings. Do corporate earnings matter right now?
Well, in the end, they always matter, right? Like in the short run, it could be those other things, and certainly right now with the virus, it's certainly a worry. Anytime you see a spike up, you probably on the margin see a decline relative in economic activity. At least my view is, we don't have a overall lockdown again because I just don't think that's likely going to be what people are going to put up with. But that doesn't mean you don't have local lockdowns, and that doesn't mean you don't see pressure on specific companies and that are impacted. So I think they're right, at least in the short run. But long run, I guess I should go do something else if earnings don't matter.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.